Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing one of those sew-ins that I've been seeing around. Okay, I've actually been seeing this with wigs, like U-part wigs and V-part wigs, but we're going to do a sew-in with no hair out with the crochet method. So as you can see, I have 3 parts because y'all know how I do. I love me a good versatile sew-in. So one large part here, one large part there, then one at the top, and then the braids in the middle, I just did them a little bit smaller so I could pack in some wefts there. And here's just an overall look of how everything is going. Okay, so I just kind of made sure that I connected those braids where the part is, and everything else, I didn't really care how it looked. Okay, I just wanted it braided up. But the most important part is I wanted like a more spacey part, because I just don't want it to be like the part to be so closed, if that makes sense. So I'm using this beautiful hair. Okay, this hair is super popular right now. It is the Burmese curly hair. And so I'll link this hair below, as well as everything else that I use in this video will all be linked. So I just measured it out, and I'm just gonna go ahead and sew it on. I did double the wefts, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that it was, you know, like a nice thick coverage. So I'm just sewing this on because, like I said, I saw girls do this with wigs, okay? U-part wigs, V-part wigs. And so I'm doing this with the sew-in. So I'm hoping that, at this point, I was hoping that it turned out right. It did. Spoiler alert, it turned out good. So I went ahead and did this to the other 2 parts, and then you'll see how those parts are looking. And you know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, I don't know if it's because I did the if it's because I did a sew-in, but when I had to crochet this hair, it was a little bit annoying. It was a little bit tedious trying to figure out which way to go. But I'm showing you guys here so that you don't get confused. So as you can see, I am pulling this hair out and I'm going down, okay? And I'm gonna pull the hair underneath the weft, all right? And underneath the braid and everything, which is why I made these braids a little bit bigger and a little bit looser, because I knew I was going to be pulling this crochet hook through it, okay? So I put it here, and I just pulled it straight up over, well, straight up under, I should say, under the braid and the weft, so that it comes out and goes towards that parting area. Because what you'll see is, see how I'm pulling it down. I just want to make sure that the coverage is good, because at this point, I felt like if it's not going to turn out right, then I probably will take it down, but it turned out good. So yeah, so as you can see, I'm moving straight through this, and see how that looks when you pull it down. That's what you want, okay? So I think this hairstyle looks better when you do it with curly hair, like the Burmese curly or deep wave. So I went ahead and just braided those other parts off. I finished those. I'm gonna go ahead and just sew this in, you guys. And yeah, nothing fancy. I just doubled the wefts here. I used 3 different lengths. And so I put the longest one in the back. And I doubled the ones in the back because I have a lot going on. My hair is cut in a way that it's very short in the back, and so it's kind of tapered, like a tapered afro right now, and I'm growing my hair out that way. So yeah, I had to make it work with that back row because my hair is so short back there. So but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and sew this in, and like I said, I doubled these, but by the time I got to the other 2 bundles, I just kind of put them in in single rows, just to make sure I had a good amount and coverage. So if you use the lengths that I did, you might want to get maybe a 4th bundle, just to make it more full. A 4th or a 5th bundle. I feel like they don't put enough hair in these bundles anymore. Is it just me? I feel like I definitely could have used 5 bundles just to get the fullness that I wanted. It turned out okay. But I like my hair, especially when it's curly, I like it to be really, really full. Okay, so I would have preferred to double them throughout my head, but that's okay. So yeah, just sit back and watch. I'm gonna sew this in, and I will pop in just a second to finish up. Okay guys, so as you can see, I continued sewing in a horseshoe shape pattern. Now I'm at the top here. So all I need to do is pretty much fill in with these little braids right here, okay, in between those parting areas. So I didn't cut the wefts on this part. I just pretty much just pulled it to the back, okay, and then sewed it that way in like a zigzag. So I just didn't cut the wefts. By the way, guys, I am using this nylon thread to sew my hair in because it works way better than polyester thread, and I find that it really helps to get my wefts nice and flat. Okay, and it's also easier for me to feel the difference between the nylon thread and the polyester thread when I am going in to cut and remove it out of my head. Okay, so here I am just going on in, and I'm going to sew in the rest of this. I did really want to pack this in up here, you guys, because I just wanted it to be full. I know it's curly hair, but you know, I didn't want any scalp or braid showing, so I just wanted to go ahead and make sure that that was nice and full. And I'm doing that on both sides. Okay guys, so now that I am done, I'm taking these braids out and we'll see what we have. This is looking good already. I love the way the parts are, you know, just kind of parting. But I do need to go ahead and make sure that I wet it because this hair has been manipulated a lot. So I'm just going in to try and define those curls. And I really like the side part. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do a side part or a middle part, just to set it, because I know I'll be able to move it around. But I'm loving the way the side part is looking. Okay. And so all I need to do is just figure out which side I want to put it on. But I believe I just went on ahead and settled for a middle part. And another thing, you guys, is that for some reason I could not find my diffuser. I don't know where it went. I have no idea. I found it now after I filmed and everything, but so I just went on ahead and just clipped those parts down, and I just used my blow dryer to kind of put some volume in it just so you guys can see it. But yeah, this is what we have. It's still a little wet, but you get the idea. I didn't want to blow it so much that it just lost a lot of its curl. So here's what we have. It just kind of looks like a crochet weave to me. No hair left out. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I'm so glad I tried this because I do think there are ways that I can kind of tweak it a little bit and make it look more natural. I think honestly, this might look better with a more like kinky curly texture that matches my hair texture better. But it doesn't look bad. I think it's a great option for people who don't want to have any hair left out, but they also want to wear a sew-in and they don't want it to look wiggy, if that makes sense. So here it is to the side. I probably should have set it to the side. I think it's so cute. I love the side part. I love that extra volume I get. And yeah, I'm trying to be so gentle with manipulating this, you guys, because I don't want to mess up that curl pattern. So also I wanted to see how it would look if I pulled it up a little bit like this. And I think next time I just need to sew the wefts differently, kind of like at an angle, and that way I'll be able to pull it up. But for me, it doesn't look like a sew-in. It looks more like a crochet weave, and I'm not mad at that, you know. But anyway, let me know what you guys would do differently. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.